Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Stratego video. It's going to be another ranked game and analysis. This one against Provo Golden Bear. It's going to be lesson on how to beat martial blitzers and also understanding the two square rule. So let's get into this. It's just a pretty standard start at this point in the game. It's got some major. I shouldn't have brought that up. I should have covered it with the lieutenant, but whatever. It comes down with the captain. I'm not really sure what the point of that was, but yeah, it came down with it. So I was gonna hit that captain if I had the chance, but he didn't let me, so I didn't hit it. So he's got this, which in my opinion is a waste because it was a front row piece. It's not gonna be that good. So I go on the left because I have like nothing to that I can really do on the right. He's coming down with his captain. Two square because I don't want to get my lieutenant. Comes over with this. I think that this could be good, so I scout it, and it's a colonel. So this way in the game, I think that this guy might be a martial blitzer because he's being pretty aggressive with his higher pieces, but I'm not sure yet. Or maybe he just like might be trying to defend his captain. But here I noticed that this piece is guarding a colonel, so this could be a martial. It totally also could be a bluff, but I think that there's a chance that this could be the martial. Also, I believe it came from here, which is a pretty common martial spot. So I retreat this. I mean, I know that makes this general obvious, but I didn't want to lose this major. In a lot of my games, it feels like I just lose this major for nothing. Like it always gets taken by a colonel, like when the marshal's pinning my jet over here. So I might need to adjust my setups, then that doesn't happen to me. Because it happens to me all the time. So he's securing this major. Yes, this, I, no, that didn't move, my bad. Yeah, this was the lieutenant and that came in the front, so this was a good move on his end because since that this was actually a good piece, this probably wouldn't be a good piece, so makes sense, makes sense. So I retreat with the sergeant, so he was up, he maybe just trying to secure this piece, I mean, this major, but he also might be scared of my spy. So I just move the sergeant back up. So here, I'm not sure this is the marshal or just a bluff, but I don't need to take the chance of calling it if it is a bluff right now. This is interesting. He might have bombed off the left side. And I never recommend bombing off the side. So come up with the sergeant to see if I can find out what this is. He has it. So this is good because since he used to only move scouting this. Now I'm able to have this piece in two squares. So I'm gonna get to find out what this is, whether it's a bluff or not. So we find the marshal here. So this guy's Marshal Blitzer obviously with his marshal, and I believe this is the colonel in the front, just coming down. So now here, I know that his since he's probably bombed off the left, or this is his junk side or something like that. The center, he's probably his gen colonel spy trap in the center. So I know that, so I need to start coming up with my pieces here. So I go down here because since my this was guarding my this was guarding my major from his colonel, he probably doesn't think this is the spy. So he probably would have taken it. And since the marshal's known, I don't want him taking it. Okay, so this is great. You'd be bumped off the side, which is really good for me because now I can start just to clamp up the center, and he can't punish me on the left. So this is obviously his junk side over here. Yes, he's junk side. He has Gen Colonel spy trap here. He's Marshal Colonel over here. I'm pretty sure this is the Colonel. So I just start coming up with my pieces. Start hitting things, just seeing what I can find. So I get a lieutenant. So now I don't care if I lose this captain. It served its purpose. So that's excellent. So for one captain, we got a lieutenant and we discovered the gen. So at this point, I'm definitely winning this game. So I'm down a captain, down a sergeant, down a scout, but I know marshal, I know general, and I know the colonel, which is I think it's this thing, but I don't even remember. So I bring my gen over because he might think it's the marshal. I don't know, but I'm just trying to bring this up here. So he moves this over. This could either be a colonel or a spy. I'm not entirely sure. So I debate going up, but I don't because she's probably gonna think it's the gen. He's probably just gonna hit it and trade. And I guess marshal blitzers who have the gen in the center and the gen colonel spy trap, you never want to trade gens because then they're just gonna bring the colonel down and you're gonna have to trade colonels, and it's just not a good time. You find a sergeant there, so that's just gonna retreat. So here I'm trying to free a lane for my marshal to take him up the center, so I can stack my marshal. So here he's gonna discover my gen. I don't want to lose the spy, so I just take it with my gen because the gem's kind of obvious anyhow, and I don't want to lose my spy because then he's just gonna take this major, and that would be bad. So that's why I do that. Now, granted, he could still easily take this by coming down here with his colonel, which in my opinion is what he should do because he knows my gen's here, and people like I think 2/3 of the time the marshal is on the other side of the board. So if I were him, I would have taken a little bit of risk and taken this with the colonel. Worst case scenario, he would have lost the colonel and found out the marshal. So here I'm executing my plan against this marshal blitzer. I know yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the colonel. So I know general this is moved. This is not moved, but this is the colonel. I know that. So what I'm trying to do here is so I'm executing my plan. This is obvious scout here, just trying to scout the spy. That was a very obvious move in his end. So here, what I'm gonna do is sacrifice my marshal and get caught by the spy, which is totally fine. And then I'm gonna come up with my gen and see if I can get this colonel. So we put my plan into action. Get caught by the spy. That's fine. So at this point in the game, so this is what I do against marshal blitzers. I'm pretty sure this is the correct way to beat them. You want to come down with your marshal sack it and then come down with your gen. Because now since his marshal's over here, he's nothing to defend for this colonel. So I just start coming up with my gen. So if you're my opponent right now, what do you think he should do? So what he should do is move colonel right to get on the diagonal. Like that's what he should be doing right now. So then he doesn't lose it to my gen on 2 square. I do this, then he can't get my spy. And I got a captain, so this was good. I don't know why he brought a captain over here because it's pretty obvious I had general colonel spy trap or configuration, defensive configuration, whatever it is. So if I were him, I wouldn't have done that, but he did. I'm not entirely sure what the point of it was. I would not have brought down a captain. So he's bringing his marshal back for defense, so I figured out. I mean, so I figure might as well start taking stuff now. And that was his um fatal move. Taking the checking this major. I don't think while I was playing, I was even concerned about this. I was going for this colonel. So as you can see, so he moved this in about like half a second. He didn't consider his colonel being in danger or anything. So I'm able to go right and get his colonel on that on 2 square. So that was great. We got his colonel. So that was a really good play on my end. But I think also he could have easily, very easily prevented it because he could have easily got his colonel on the diagonal. So yeah, 2 square. It's pretty hard to understand. And once you and also like this guy didn't think for very long about his moves, and then that happened to him. So yeah, yeah, this just shows you gotta think about your moves, and knowing the 2 square rule is very important. So I don't think this is another kernel, but I just move away out of caution, and it actually is. So this is obviously a strong side, obviously. So my gen's safe from his marshal. Who's left? I can just go right and threaten this piece. Now I'm just gonna trade down the line. I'm gonna be up a colonel and up a minor. It's gonna be marshal for general with this, which is fine. So he goes up. I go down, obviously threatening this piece. And so I'm not entirely sure what purpose this is serving because he's not getting anything out of it. So notice there how he goes up. He tried to bait me into going up. Now he would just go right, obviously, but then if I took it, he'd have me in 2 square. So I don't want to do that for this piece. So I'm just gonna go back and then I can go up the center here. So it is that. So I'm forced to trade, or I'm gonna lose this major, and maybe this captain as well. So I trade that off. Now I know I need to get my spy to the center because it's already pretty obvious by now. So I just need to do that to make sure that he can't get this major and like the captain and all that. So notice here, you gotta look at the graveyard. So I noticed that he has majors and like besides the marshal, and I can't get my general colonel over here in time. So I need to make do with what I have and do a major spy trap. So as you can see here, this is a bit of an issue for me because I'm gonna end up losing a captain here. But only one captain. And if you see why, if he goes down here, I'll just hit him with this captain, then my colonel will be on the diagonal, and so will my captain here. So the reason why I didn't go spy left is because he gets scouted, and then my game would be basically over. So he notices this, so that was weird. I don't know why he didn't go over, because so this guy's probably in panic mode. But if he was thinking, he would have gone over here and hit a lot of my stuff. He would have hit this colonel and this captain. So it's interesting. And I go colonel up here because just in case, hypothetically, if he lottos these two, then my colonel's gonna be caught in two square. Like I need to make sure that I'm on two square with his marshal. This was a blunder. I should not have gone up. I should have gone down again. But so here he could have gotten one of these two for free and then lottoed. But no, he's just in panic mode. He's just gonna start lottoing. Here I'm concerned because if he lottos the captain, then I might be in trouble because I'm gonna lose two captains to the marshal if he does. So here I know that I'm gonna lose this captain regardless of what happens. So instead of probably trade off majors, yeah. So I need to get my other majors out. So so he's not able to get my spy. So I do this because this is probably a scout. This could be bad because I could lose my spy here and that would be tragic. So he's got my Louis. That was I don't really care about that. So I'm pretty sure this is a scout. So I'm not. I don't think this is a major. So I decided to bring my gen back here to really like squeeze him into this little section of the board. But my colonel is in a really bad spot right now because this is bombed off and I'm not about to bring this miner up. Like a second fork him here unless he brings his marshal up. So I'm gonna get a free piece. And we get that scout. So the scout I was talking about, but it's a piece nonetheless. Now this was just a total blunder. Like I don't know what he was trying to do here because he hit this before with the sergeant. Remember when my gen took the spy up here, he hit this major with the sergeant. So I don't know what he was trying to do with that captain. I think he was just in panic mode and he just didn't like know what to do with. But so here my gen's fine. Might look like it's dead, but I have a 3 square. And he realizes this and he surrenders. So this was a pretty good game against Marshall Blitzer. He could have easily saved that colonel and probably won the game because of that. And also easily could have gotten a captain on the left. So I definitely didn't play the best there, but he made a few small mistakes that cost him a lot of pieces and eventually cost him the game. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.